Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll see a short demo regarding pivot tables, turning rows into columns. In order to properly explain pivot tables, we need to have an initial data load. In this case, we're going to have a temporary table called vehicle data, and vehicle data is going to hold information about manufacturer, model, series, production year, and purchase date. Let's create our table, and let's put some data on the table, specifically 37 rows. Let's take a quick look at the data as it is. We have our information in our columns, as you can see, but the way it is right now is a little bit difficult to handle. Let's see other ways to sort the information. We can do a quick count, the manufacturer. We can do another count, specifying the models, and we can do another count, specifying the production year. With a pivot table, we're going to focus on production year. Instead of having rows, we're going to have columns per production year and additional information about the vehicles. Here we have what we call a classic pivot table, and it's very impractical. It does the job, but still, it's very impractical. I'll explain why. Here's where the pivot function begins, and this is where we specify the values that we want to convert into columns. We specify the values and we specify the column within an aggregate function, which is count. This is not practical because we may have more or less years, depending on the information that flows through the table. There is a fix for that, and that fix comes with two functions built on SQL Server. I'm going to explain the functions in a moment, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you the results that we get from this classic pivot table. Okay, we do get information, probably as you might expect or not, but there's information. Let's focus on row ID 1. As you can see, I have information corresponding to the year 2011. On row number 6, I have information corresponding to the year 2016, and so on. We need to use the functions because, as I mentioned before, we may have more or less years. I'll explain now. The two functions that we're going to see are string underscore AGG and quote name. String underscore AGG is a function that's been available since SQL Server 2017 and up, and quote name has been available since SQL Server 2008. We're going to combine both functions. So you can see, this is going to be our pivot table. And in this section, we have the combination of the two functions. We're going to combine the functions using production year. This is going to concatenate the values on the column and put some delimiters on the values as well. Let's see the execution. In this case, we have very similar results to the previous classic pivot table query. The only difference is that we did not have to specify the years. As you can see, we have all the years. We were missing 2002 and 2009 on the previous pivot. Now, if we add any records to the table, we will also see the years for those records. Let's see another use for the pivot tables as well. This time we're going to have less columns. There you have it. We have a more summarized information, as you can see. And finally, we're going to have a pivot with a grand total column. Grand total column is at the end, and it will summarize all the values per manufacturer, model, and series. All of the years summarize 3 on this row. This row will summarize 2, and so on. And this will finalize the video. Would you like to hire me for your SQL questions and solutions? You can contact me on Fiverr, Upwork, or LinkedIn. To download a copy of the script used in this and other videos, please visit my repository on GitHub. Please like and subscribe. You can also leave a comment or message if you wish to do so. Thank you for watching.